right, good morning. Happy Thursday morning. It's another one of those odd Thursday morning coding streams. All right, so continuing to work on glowing Telegram, as has been the habit for the last year or so. Gonna work on something. I have a list of things we can work on. And I guess we could start at the top. So I think here's where we're going to start kind of intersecting, maybe if it's a frame, intersecting the stream manager components that we built a few streams ago with the new APIs for updating records via the API, and just start bringing things together, I guess. In that vein, one of the things I should look at is we have this place here where we are enabling our mock APIs, just if it's development. And I think what I'd like to do is I would also like to say something like if process.env dot actually this isn't going to work. We want to do what is it? It's like import meta env something. I have an example here. It's vt underscore something, right? Actually, let me just pull this in from here. We'll just do this up here, right? So we'll do something like vt mocking mocks enabled, right? So if mocks aren't enabled, we're just going to bail out, right? And so this is going to let me in env defaults to say mocks enabled true. So like when you get the project and you copy env.defaults to .env, which I'm not going to open, by default those mocks will be enabled, and otherwise they won't be. And that should mean that when I run npm start and bring up the app, there we go. At one point I had fixed this, and then I did something. Oh, whatever. Anyway, it works. It just takes 2 cycles. Let's go back to dark mode. There we go. All right. So basically, that's going to mean that any API calls from the front end will not be mocked now, which is good and bad. So if we go to Stream Manager, does this even work anymore? It's been a while since I visited it. Top to bottom. There we go. Data providers, yeah. So we're missing all the data provider stuff, and the way we're doing things is different. So let's start by fixing the brokenness, right? Because previously, when we were working on the stream manager, which is in our components pages, stream manager page, we were using React admin to handle our network requests, but we had a different data provider, like a one that used I don't remember. And then we did something with mocks, but we've kind of moved on from that. We want to actually be able to call the real API, and so now we have our own data provider. We have this REST data provider, and it's working based on this resource map object. And so we know that the stream plans is what we called it when we were working on just kind of the stream manager stuff, is actually what we call, we kind of consolidated it down and called it a series. So that's what we're dealing with here, a series. So we're going to get a list, a series list. Now, is that enough to make this work? Nope. Plan.start time is undefined. So other things we can do here, use get list takes a type. Did we make a type for the series? Stream record, video clip record, transcript segment. Looks like no. Side note, a thing that I've been working on in a separate branch is working on a thing where I have JSON schema that define the shapes of the data, both in DynamoDB and presumably like carrying that through the API, and then using an OpenAPI spec to outline and to use those JSON schemas. And then the idea would be to use, I think I was looking at, hold on, it's in the list of stuff that I haven't, QuickType. I found this tool called QuickType, and amongst other things, it allows you to take a JSON schema or a directory of JSON schemas and turn it into TypeScript types, Rust structs, and other languages too. And so a thing that I have kind of brewing is the idea of going from defining the shapes of the data and then turning that into this sort of thing. Or maybe at least having that and then like combining that type with array record or something. But for the interim, I do want to, do something like that. Copilot's got it. So what does a series record look like? Let's actually just look in DynamoDB. We'll make sure that we're working from good reference. Maybe. So here's one that has lots of fields. Great. Okay, so we already know it has an ID. That's part of array record. It has let's just break down the list. Category, which is a number, we'll say. It has a created at, which we'll say for now is a string. It has a description, which is a string. It has an end time, which is a string. Is active. As a max episode. Order index. Notify subscribers. Yep. Playlist ID. It's always very satisfying to me when, I'm sure somewhere in the code, like this stuff exists, right? And so Copilot can infer from that. Prep notes is a thing that I decided that I wanted to have in these. Recurrence. RECURRENC. Yeah, recurrence. Here's a question. This feels like definitely something that I've typed before. Do we have a type defined somewhere? What is this file? Oh, that's okay. Hey, look, here's a SRC scheduling types. Hey, look, there's a stream plan type. Interesting. So, how do these types diverge? What do I want to do about it? I think what I want to probably do is I want to move this over to here and we'll import it back. Yeah. Which means I'm probably going to want to take all of this need to live in here. For all that, figure out where the that which category? Is that going to be a problem? Like we don't, for instance, want to leave these types over here and try to import them when we're going to need to import from this file into here. So let's try not to introduce cycles. Now, I mean, at this point, I might not even need this file if it's just this one type. We'll see. Did I have all the things here over here? Yeah. Okay, so this goes away. And we import type stream plan from types data provider. Yep. Save this file and then, oh right, it's called, oops, it's called series record. There you go. Right, so back to comparing what this versus what's in DynamoDB. Like this wasn't in that other type. Playlist for current start date, start time. Start date. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't see it. Start date. Tags we have. Thumbnail URL. Time zone. Yeah, it's there. Title. Yeah, there you go. Twitch category and updated ads. Yeah. All right, so that's all the fields that are in the underlying record. Presumably, yeah. So this is like the intersection, right, of the fields that we needed for what we were doing when we were building up the stream management side of things versus the fields that I had defined for keeping track of kind of retrospectively past streams and like organizational stuff like the max episode order index and playlist ID are things that I want as I'm cutting episodes and uploading things to YouTube and those sorts of things, right? So yeah. Right, so this all started because I was like, hey, we can use a type here and that will surface any problems with using the wrong fields. Maybe. I guess not. Let's see. Where is the right browser? There it is. All right, so let's refresh and clear the console. Syntax error. Doesn't provide an export named recurrence days. Okay. What does it mean? Generate events for day. Yeah. These types are no longer exposed from there. Let's see, where stream plan is now a series record. And recurrence days is also something that we're importing from here. Somehow managed to not cut the thing. Yeah, and that's complaining that we're not using the keyword type there. How many places are we using stream event? A couple of places. Okay, well, we'll leave it where it is then. Yeah. Planned at start time is undefined in stream manager page. That's fun. Yeah. Start time is undefined? We don't refer to start time here. Let's look in the console. Okay, so in generate events for day, line 24. Plan.start time is undefined. Okay. So, right, some of the records are incomplete. They don't necessarily have a start time. Which means our type is a lie. In fact, let's make a lot of these things optional to represent the fact that they may not be there at all. Let's look at DynamoDB. We should be able to get an overview of what things look like. Right, so I think we're going to find that there are examples of every single field potentially being absent. So our type should reflect that reality. I think title is the only one that definitely is present for every single one. If I can only see title. There it is. Yeah. Updated that might not be set. Created at should be set for everything. One would think so. Oh, it's fun. I can edit this in line, but I can't edit these because they're blank. That's kind of annoying. So I must have manually created these in DynamoDB, and that's why they're so blank. Let's just lie. Updated app and no created app. Created. Add attribute string. Created it. As long as this is before this. That's fun. I mean, I guess technically this. Oh, whatever. I'll save this and then I'm gonna go back and edit this one. Save that, then we start to see there's some type issues. There we go. And do some things like that. Some of these places, I think for start time and end time, I think we can't necessarily do anything if start time and end time aren't set. So I think first thing we can do is we can just like if planned at start time or planned at end time are falsy, we'll just return, we'll filter them out. And then start date, I think is also something where if there's no start date, we can't we don't care about end date necessarily, but we have to have a start date to know what the schedule, like when we should start looking at this particular record and generating occurrences of the string. So then we end up in something, a fun situation here where yeah, I see. So here, the type of plan is series record still, right? Because all we're doing is we're filtering to exclude things. So the inferred type of plan is series record, and series record's start time can be undefined. So we lose information. How do I want to do this? Let's make a function. Guard stream events. Oh no. Let's go into types. So stream event has these additional start date time and end date time, but that's not what I want. What I want is something where we say export interface series record with valid times extends series record. I guess we don't necessarily need end date, but we do need start time, end time, start date, and time zone. So we're making a version of series record where these are no longer undefined. Valid series record. Yeah, like that, exactly. Type of I guess that is technically that's going to check that the thing exists and its type is a string, or anyway something where the type of that value is string. So I think that works. So here's a question: if I were to say filter on that, we get rid of this. Oops, get rid of these checks. Yeah, there you go. So the type of this is now series record with valid times, and that also propagates down here to the arrow function for map. And then our type errors go away because we do effectively have that same condition. We've just moved it into this helper function. I think that, well, anyway, that should address this specific issue. Ta-da! All right. So now we have a stream manager. All right, and so we can blow this up a little bit. So this is what we built in past streams. I think I have added some enhancements. I added the ad manager stuff here as well, so I could have one place where this is manageable. And if I click populate, refresh, yeah, so this is hitting the Twitch API and pulling the current information from Twitch, right? So here's the title of the stream. Here's the category. Here's all the tags I selected when I started the stream, language, content classification, labels, all that stuff. And then here's the upcoming scheduled stream in the data set, which I think I've only configured one. Let's go back to here. So I guess the other series that actives is my Great Tech New Horizons stream. Weekly Monday recurrence. Oh no, that's all set up. Okay, so I guess that's just not there because that's not the next stream, right? The next scheduled stream is this one. it would probably be good to be able to like navigate between. Let's add that to the list. It'd be good to be able to be like, what's that other series that I'm doing, and like go to that and maybe pull its info. Let's see. So let's add that. Unless just checking to see if it's already there. Okay, no, okay. It's not near the top anyway. Add ability to switch between series in Stream Manager. There we go. And we'll put that somewhere in here. There we go. Okay, so we haven't even started the first task yet. We've just been making it so this works again, which I guess is the task at hand. Mainly by fixing some incompatibilities. Yeah, so this works. And yeah, it's actually going out to Twitch, right? We didn't see the mock service worker stuff here either, so all the mocking stuff was disabled, right? What is this error here? Where did we get a JSON parse unexpected character? Was it from this? Oh. Maybe from timers? Oh yeah, because we don't have a timers API yet. Right. Okay. So we should build that at some point. All right. So I think this is good enough for us to kind of move forward on things. And yeah, so, oops. So I guess the one thing I wanted to do with regards to the Stream Manager is I wanted the ability, I guess I don't really do that necessarily with the coding streams, but with the GregTech streams, I'd like to have like it's day 25 or whatever day number we're at now. I think it's past that for the stream, right? So I want to have this doesn't even have the title. But yeah, I want to have a templated title for the scheduled series, the scheduled stream. And then when I click populate, oh, interesting. Yeah. But that might be, maybe the field is called something else. Let's go look at Stream Manager. Okay, so Stream Manager, have a few different components underneath it. So upcoming stream is that left-hand column, and it already has some errors. So we're doing right. So this is potentially undefined. So it's like, okay, well, what if it's undefined? Well, just use empty list then. Switch category is possibly undefined. So there you go. Aha. I'm surprised that's not a type error. I guess it was fine with me reading non-existent field. Okay, we don't have a field called name. No. Title. There you go. All right. There you go. So there's the title of the that is the title of the series. What I would like to do is have more. Okay. So what specifically? What do we need to do here? So what I want to have is I want to have a new field, new fields actually, in the MGMT, say UI for stream stream count and title template. And I want to keep title as it is, I think. And title will be kind of the title of the series. Or I could just reuse title, right? And add the ability to put parameters inside of it. And that would mean when I go back to the dashboard, right? And I go to series and I see these, it would be like GT new, well, it wouldn't be, so that's one thing, right? Is that this is not what I titled stream. Ooh, yeah, maybe let's call it stream title template, right? Because this is the title of the series. And then we'll have a template that will be for how we populate in the stream manager, right? How when we click populate, what goes in here. And that will be good, because then what I'll probably do is I'll go back to the series record. I'll change the title to be shorter, and I'll put this in the stream title template. And then I guess really we want to somewhere. Is it in stream manager page, or is it an upcoming stream? How are we doing this? Schedule stream here and here. So in stream info editor, so this is what's responsible for this middle column here, right? That shows kind of like, here's all the fields you can edit to update the stream info. Then we also have some issues here because we enhance things with more accurate types. So how does that populate button work? Populate. Oh yeah, it's this code, right? So we're grabbing that scheduled stream. Oh, it's not name. it right now it's title, but we're gonna change this, right? But we need to have some kind of utility, I think. Let's see, template, .ts. We can make this one simple. Export default function. And we're going to do something where it's like, there's a string, or we'll just call it template string. Nah, that's redundant. We'll just call it str. Type string. Yeah. And then, yeah, some kind of data. And then, so this is an interesting bit of code that Copilot has given me. So this is going to look for everything. So the G on the end is global. So it's going to look through the entire string str for every place where there's a $sign and then a curly brace. And then it's going to grab the minimal set of characters that it can until it finds the closing curly brace. And for everything it finds, it's going to replace that with whatever it found, so the characters that it found, the parents. It's going to replace that by looking up that value in data. And if it can't find it, then it puts whatever's in there back. Probably don't actually want that last part. Probably just want like an empty string. Is that right? Replacer, substring, and args. Returns the replacement text. Replacer. Right, because this string will be essentially this whole thing, and then key should be this part. I see. Right, so the thing that Copilot gave me would have put dollar, curly brace, whatever, the whole template thing back into the string if it didn't find it inside of data. Okay. So we want to add a stream title template to, or rather we want to add the use of, there you go. We want to use stream title template in upcoming stream and stream info editor. So I can make this bigger. There you go. Now maybe actually legible on stream with and apply template logic. Is there anything else I need to do here? I do have a separate task for figuring out how we're going to automatically increment the stream counter. So we'll do that as a separate thing. This is just like, if we have the data, we can show things. Something that occurs to me, there's actually like subtasks here. So we're going to do this in edit view and in list view. But then I think this is kind of it, right? So in upcoming stream, we're just displaying this, applying the template logic. Stream info editor, we're doing this in the populate call. Okay, and that's already in progress. So let's just do it. Just do it. Anyway. Resources, stream plans, edit. I guess create as well, because we have a create. No, I kept this really simple. So I decided, I think I mentioned this on stream at some point. It's kind of annoying how I was basically making these two different views that had the same fields. And it occurred to me, why don't I just make the create version of the form like the simplest thing, right? And just focus on keeping the other things kind of optional. And that's kind of how we've landed with, we're using DynamoDB, kind of this document-based data store. It's just like all the fields are optional. We're just gonna have title that's required, and then we can put in a description if we want, and we can get that record in, make it as simple as possible to get the data in, and then we can go back and reform it, right? And I think that's kind of philosophy I wanted there. Okay, so for stream plans edit, we have title description is active. I think here what I will do is I will add a new text input, and we're going to call it, it's not stream key, it's going to be stream title template. Oh, so close. Template, there you go. This is not required. No, I think it should be required here. Yeah. Interesting thing though about the idea. So we just said that the only thing required to create the thing is title. Now we're going to introduce, I think there's some other, recurrence days are required. Other stuff is required. So this is fine. It's just like, okay, you can create it, but if you want to go back and then populate it, then you actually have to provide the critical things. Okay, so we have that. And then in list, do I want to kind of keep what shows up here pretty minimal. So I don't think I actually want to do that. We do need to add stream count though. Glad I went back and looked at that. So we have a number input. Default value is 0. That is, no streams have occurred yet. Is there is there like a description or help text? Yeah, helper text. Number of streams that have been done for this series. Sure. I mean, if I'm doing this, helper text, maybe Copilot can help me use title and insert the series title. And stream count, insert the stream number. Sure. So that's interesting. Do other things as well. I wasn't planning on doing the title. But sure, why not? This is it's fine. And we can do other things as well. Okay, so that takes care of these things. And at least for right now, because we aren't even doing any kind of validation of the data the front end sends to our CRUD API and to DynamoDB. We don't need to do anything else to make those fields exist, right? So that is why part of the reason, the thing that prompted me to work on the QuickType stuff and the OpenAPI spec and all of that is so that we would have schemas. So one of the things I can do is I can do some enforcement of the shape of the data coming from the front end, because having worked on like a real app that was being paid money to work, to fix, and being in a situation where there was no controls between what the front end sent to the back end, it's not a good place to be. All right, so I think we're done with that file. So then on the stream info editor and update upcoming stream. Let's start with upcoming stream. We're going to add, hey Death Row, how's it going? Got that twerking Santa going. Chilling, nice. It's a thing to be doing on a post-Christmas Thursday. So somewhere I want this to appear. I guess I'll just do this sort of full width cell here. Do I actually, you know what? I'm gonna replace this with something. This is gonna be like template using our utility. Hmm. I'm thinking about, could I actually use the template string syntax here for a thing? I don't think so though, because ooh, no, that doesn't really make any sense. No, that doesn't make any sense. I do wish. So let's just do this. So the string is going to be next scheduled stream dot stream title template, which is a field that doesn't exist right now. So we're gonna have to fix that. We're going to find our stream record, our series record rather. And so we have this new field that's optional, that is a string. Here we go. Yeah, and this expects 2 arguments, right? So it needs this, and we want to provide, what did I say? Actually, let's go back a couple of files. Here we go. I said that you could use stream count. Which is another field I need to add to that type. We'll just add it to the end. No order doesn't matter. Okay, and then it's going to be string or undefined is not assignable to parameter of type string. It's true. It's true. If I'm just gonna write this out just as is. Ugly as can be. No title template. Set. Then number or undefined. Yep. Okay. So we just default this to like 1 or something. Number. Oh, I see. Right. So. This. That should be a string. So we'll convert it into a string. There you go. All right. So this should work-ish. What am I saying? Yeah, no title template set. So if we go back to here, we go to this. There we go. Now we have these new fields. So chill. Sunday morning coding. Day stream count. Right, something like this. This is not actually how I do the titles for these kinds of streams. So in reality, it would be, something like this or something. I don't know. I don't know how many streams it's been. It's got to be, well, more than 50 at this point. Let's put in 100 just to have something. All right, so that saves. We can go back and see it if we want. You can see it there. We go back to the stream manager. Lies. Maybe if I do a hard refresh. Interesting. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but yeah, you can see it does apply the template logic, right? Populate doesn't work yet. Before I copy and paste this code or a version of this code over to populate, I think what I want to do is I want to extract out that logic. Maybe I want to just use the same file here, right? So we'll have kind of the simplest version of this, and then do I want to just stack all of the export function template stream series, and then it's just like series, which is a series record, yeah. And this returns a string, of course. And well, that was too much to be asking for. All right, so then I go back to here, and then we want this logic, although we'll write it slightly differently. Oops. We don't need the ternary operator. So instead we say if we have the template, then some stuff. Yeah. Get rid of that. And this becomes this. And fix that. And then we can use this function. That might actually work. Because next scheduled stream, while it is a stream event is a thing that extends series record. So everything in series record is in a stream event. That's why that's not an error to call that function with that value. And then stream info editor then becomes simpler, because then what we're going to do here is we're going to say title is. We're going to do, what did I call it? Template stream series. Next scheduled stream. We just need to import that. And then we go back here. If I wanted to say it's a new day, let's say it's next Sunday, and I decided for some reason I want to have like a day number on the stream, then I can click populate, and then there you go, Shield Sunday morning coding, day 100. Click merge tags, so I can use my tags that I have by default as well, which I guess there aren't any, but if there were, yeah, I can also refresh. Let's try something. Oh yeah, so I didn't add. I'm gonna do something risky. Yeah, and that maxes out the number of tags, but that did add, right? Okay, I'm gonna do something risky. So in the past, when we were working on this, I was using a mock API. So now it's not. So if I click save, failed to modify channel information. Whoops. It didn't like something. I don't suppose. Yeah, let me refresh the stream dashboard and Twitch. Oh, I did add the tag. So that did work. It said it failed, but it did work. So if I click save, patch 400. I'm concerned. I'm gonna pop this out really quick. Because I'm going to open the request and see what happens. And I don't want to show the access token on stream. So the response, I can show this part. So the error was to update the delay field, the broadcaster must have partner status. So I must be setting the delay field. Go look at the Twitch wrapper function module. It's this one, right? Did I set delay? No. Where am I? Modify channel information. Body, payload. So maybe stream info editor. Okay. So when I click populate now, oh, I get it. I know what it is. So we initially get the information from Twitch, to load this. And that includes a bunch of information, right? Things that aren't even displayed here, right? And one of those must be the delay field. So when we, oops. So here, we get channel information. It must get that delay field. Let's do this. Data, and then we'll extract out delay. And then this is going to complain because we're not using that, so we can say, actually, just call it underscore delay. Or is it the other way around? Oh, that key doesn't exist? Then what's the problem? Okay, let's do this a different way then. So the issue is get channel information says that it's returning this information, but it returns more than that. So instead of just returning everything that we get back from the API, let's explicitly list every single thing that we say that this is supposed to return. And title, tags. Must be tags if it worked at all. Title, broadcaster language. What's the problem? Missing game name is branded content. Okay. Game name is branded content. Okay. So if we refresh, and then I save, that worked. All right. So we're gonna take a break here for a couple minutes because Twitch wants to run some ads. Do with that information what you will. I'm gonna take a break though. I'll be back. We'll do some more